Today is National Plant a Flower Day, and you may not think this is a flower, but this is a vanilla orchid I got in the mail yesterday. That was part of my short I did yesterday, and today we are going to pot up this vanilla orchid. Welcome to Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming. This is Sandy, and I hope you enjoy this video. And the idea of having a vanilla orchid, what am I going to do when it arrives? What will you do when your vanilla bean orchid arrives? I got mine from Wellsprings Gardens, and these are their suggestions. To inspect the plant first, unwrap it, water immediately, slowly reintroduce it to the sunlight, protect it from heat and cold, and grow it in a larger pot before you plant it in the ground. Now, here is my orchid, and I'm going to put it in to a somewhat bigger pot. This is maybe even a little bit too big. So I'm going to fill that up with some soil. It will actually stay in this pot for about 6 months. And so 6 to 8 months before you plant it into the ground. So I'm going to water that thoroughly, and I'll fill it up a little bit more with soil, and I'll just let that sit and drain for a while. I want it completely moist but not soggy. And so I'm just using a potting mix today. You could add perlite, vermiculite in there. You could add bark. When it comes, it has some rubber bands around it just to hold it in place. Plus, it had that stake, so in the box, even if the box got jostled, the orchid itself would not be damaged. And I looked all over in there. The leaves were perfect. It was just packaged really well, and so I appreciate that. So I'm going to keep that stake. That gives me my information, and see how I'm just pushing that soil around, and I'm going to take that orchid out. You can see they're using a lot of perlite. Let's move that around and see some of those roots. They take cuttings from the plant and then they root them. And this looks like some good, healthy roots. It doesn't look like anything's damaged. So I'm going to put that in the soil, push it around, and then I'm going to restake it. Now, it came with one stake, so I'm going to use that. But I don't really think that's enough stakes because I just don't want it jostled or broken. So I'm going to use a couple chopsticks. I like to save my chopsticks because you never know when a plant's going to need it. And I'm going to take some string, and I'm actually going to go around those stakes just so that it's just protected one more level. And I'll be real careful not to hurt the leaves, damage the leaves at all. And I can just adjust that string as the plant begins to grow. Now, where I have where I'm going to place this is actually in direct sunlight right now. Now, certain times during the day, I will move it out into the sun and get it introduced. I'm going to take this back to Wyoming and then bring it back down and plant it, actually, so it goes up my fig tree here in Arizona. But there it's going to stay for a while. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you try growing your own vanilla bean orchid, because that's where vanilla beans come from. So why not take advantage of that and grow your own? Now, does it take a while before you get vanilla beans? Yeah, about 4 or 5 years. But I'm a patient gardener. This is Sandy, Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona. Have a fabulous day.